evidence room, is what I've been told. If that's true, why aren't they telling this? Is it even in the budget? Is that position in the budget? Because I'm not aware of that.
Not even.
They just made up a job. So, anyways, more stuff. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, and they won't tell you this. They're not telling you this. They're not live streaming this because they don't want us to talk about it. You know, one of the things they said about Scott Avery was that, we'll just go paragraph by paragraph. There has been several changes at the city of Millersville, which began with the December 19, 2023 special election, when voters overwhelmingly chose Alicia Hewling to join the city commission to help the city in a new direction. There were 400 votes total for a $94,000 election, first of all.
In other words, every time you put the button vote, it cost the taxpayers $235.
So,
Every time we voted. This vote was created to get Scott County. The citizens spent $94,000. I'm gonna repeat this, I'm not gonna back down, I'm gonna stand with y'all, till the end of the world comes in if I have to. They voted this in to get $94,000, simply because they wanted Scott to come. Anybody associated with Scott was fired. The next day, the city attorney associated with Scott.
and actually,
The next day.
hold on, we gotta back up, give him some background. The city
Okay.
attorney was fired, and I have this email in
Okay,
here.
that's good, I remember that.
After he sent the commission, the new interim and all of us, an email talking about he wanted to protect the employees because he cares about the employees, under the Whistleblower Act. Then he sent another email that said that he wasn't messing around, he didn't want the employees being harassed or interrogated or whatever, he was trying to protect them. Within, I don't know, just over 2 hours, they fired him. Then the chief that we brought here all the way from Texas, who uprooted his family to come here, you know, he got fired for what? What's in this? Everything in this thing is garbage. Taking office to discover missing files in the city manager's office. He knew he was getting fired. He cleaned up his desk and put the files away where they're supposed to go. That I don't think that, and they say appear to be missing. That's really misleading. Then they talk about addressing security issues with Anetco. Well, that's really funny because Mansfield's attached to that too, the SCCR again. So again, all this, I have all this stuff. You guys are welcome to take it. I can get you more copies, or I can email it to you, whatever you need.
I'll tell you how good the job Scott Avery did. There were 71 people from across the United States that applied to be the chief of police in Millersville.
51.
Well, it's 51, yes. 51 applied. Our brave men and women in blue across the state wanted to be a chief. He vetted them down to 17. Scott vetted them down to 17. When he got to 17, he asked city managers to help him vet down the rest down to 2. He had town hall meetings where the people of the city could come and vet these 2 gentlemen. He put people on committees in this building.
From the town.
Several committees, and they vetted them. The citizens spent $7,000 to vet him. Within 35 days, they voted her in, she voted him out. 35 days from Austin, Texas, he pulled up his roots, family, sold his property, came here, and just closed on a house. 35 days later, he was fired. I want a reason.
Well, she gave a reason in this press
No,
release,
I
which
want
is
a
garbage
reason for
too.
this.
So let's talk about this, and we actually, Mr. Richmond's here, Chief Richmond, love ya.
Yes, I love you, brother.
Sorry that this has done this to you and your family, and there is no excuse for that, and you need justice for sure.
That's him in the back.
The city attorney, the city attorney says in here that, first, that Scott did not consider any in-state candidates. That is a lie, a flat lie. He absolutely did. Actually, in the final 5 people that they were interviewing, there was an in-state candidate. I mean, Scott was not the only one that looked at these resumes. He let citizens look at them. I mean, he talked to a ton of people. I've worked in government. I have never seen somebody vet somebody so thoroughly. When there was an issue with something in Richmond's background, he sent somebody in to go investigate it. And it had nothing to do with Richmond. This thing where they say that Rob was, you know, there was an article exposing numerous incidents. There was one article that the Texas Chronicle put out that was ran 3 different times. It was not 3 other incidences. And that incident he addressed at one of our meetings and was absolutely forthcoming with that. I mean, is the news, no offense y'all, is the news the one that's gonna dictate whether we have a job or not because they think somebody's done something but they don't have any proof to back it up? Like, that's not fair. I'm sure everybody in this room at some point has made a mistake that, or they've been, you know, guilty by association or whatever, but that's not the case with Chief Richmond at all.
You know, we got the cream of the crop.
We
We were
have,
lucky to have him.
We couldn't have been blessed anymore.
Right.
We couldn't have been blessed anymore, Scotty. See,
Yeah.
he was so concerned, like our chief Richmond. He was so concerned to build this police department up for your and
For
my
your safety, and everybody's safety.
everybody's safety. Now don't you?
Mr. Gregory, can you tell us about your dealings with D.R. Horton and Scott Avery and all your building contracts and all your building, deals, contractual building dealings?
We did meet,
D.R. Horton and Mr. Avery?
Mr. Avery and I
Can you
did,
tell that on the record, please?
yeah, we met here. at
Okay,
City
I
Hall.
wanna know your contact, your complete
My-
contact with Mr.
It was, George, Vogler.
Okay, I don't know everything you can tell me about D.R. Horton and all the contacts
I
you've
know
had,
much
and
about
all your
D.R. Horton.
building deals with him
But
and
I had
Mr. Avery.
I had no business with it.
Okay.
As a commissioner, I was asked to meet in behalf of this city for Mr. Reynolds' property. 2 years ago, I was the chairman of planning and zoning. We approved George Vogel's, all his concept, engineering, plans, and drawings for this property. And it was voted through, and it came through here, voted through. Now, a little over 2 years later, it came back, and what was built. And come to find out, White House Utilities said that you're 158 feet above ground level. We can't pump water above this heat. They had to build a tank behind the property, just to water the sprinklers that's required by the city in 74 homes. That's where it was left. It's gone, as far as I know, the deal's gone. As far as Mr. Horton, never met him, never talked to him. I did talk to
You
him.
just said you talked to him.
His associate for years, not Mr. Horton.
Okay, well, just a minute ago, I'm pretty sure it's on Stone.
It don't matter, I wish I could have
talked.
talked to Mr. Horton, but didn't get a chance to, he wasn't
One
here.
minute you say you did, 1 minute you said.
I'm sorry, but I didn't mean.
come
Any
on,
more
come
questions?
on, stop.
What's funny, you know, that all the years that Mr. Reynolds had a farm over there, he never had no problem pumping water from the road to the top of the hill.
I agree.
That's the White House.
And
water.
another thing-
It's kind of funny that pumping water from the road to the top of the hill is the same problem that you took that had building his house.
I know
That's a
it.
recurring problem in this city. That's
We'll
funny,
find it
because
out.
Linda Shepherd lives over here on top of the hill, bigger than most everybody in this town, and they pump water at the top of her hill.
I agree, 100%.
No, but that's a White House water, we can't
You know
control
what,
what they
it is
say.
what it is.
I
No, it
understand.
is, I understand that's
So-
So,
frustrating.
so
We have
either
that
they
same
can or
issue.
they can't.
There's
Somebody's
a
telling us
16
something.
inch main, sir, going through Mr. Reynolds' property, 158 PSI on Slade Creek Road, 24 inch main. Why not say there's not enough water for them to pump the houses with sprinklers? And that was left to them, as far as I know, the deal was over.
Okay, just a simple answer for those guys. I know they're wanting to understand why you can't pump the water up there. For a single house or even 2 houses, you would be able to pump water that high with the regulated water pressure that you have, but you're talking about an entire community. And when you have that much water pressure that's trying to come off that main, it's just not gonna happen.
Thank you.
I mean, you're gonna have to put in a sump or something along those lines to make it go.
Makes
Because that's just a whole lot of water trying to go somewhere.
It is.
Well, it wasn't about the water feeding the houses, it was about the water feeding the fire suppression in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying, it wouldn't pack. I mean, we did a blow off at the lot next to Tommy Long's house and it shot up at least 40 feet above the trees on the tree line on the creek right there, Slater's Creek. There's a tremendous amount of water pressure when they blew the top off that water hydrant to get a water static pressure for that one house that we were doing right there. I mean, there's pressure, there's definitely pressure,
And
but not at that height.
Yeah.
I